Hello and welcome to Surprisingly Music Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Taryn.
And I'm Trevor, and we're coming at you live from hell, where it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, and climbing. What is it, 11?
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
11 right
a.m.
now, and it is 98 degrees.
And it's about to get up to 108 to 112 is the expected range.
If you hear our AC in the background and are going to complain about it, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, this is not the episode to turn that shit off.
Nope.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, we're not
that guy.
But today on Surprisingly Music, we're going to be talking Sour.
By Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, that was in sync right there.
Yeah.
I prefer Backstreet Boys, but that's just me. But yeah.
I've never listened to either enough to know which is which. If you played me one of their more side songs, I wouldn't know who it is.
I don't know which one Justin Timberlake came from. I think it's NSYNC.
It's NSYNC. Backstreet Boys is the one who had no breakout independent artists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is I could have made a 98 Degrees reference because that was a boy band. They were the third one below those two.
Okay.
No one ever knew. Well, the people who were into it knew who they were. So
knowing more about Trevor every day.
Well, I don't.
So who's Olivia Rodrigo, Trevor?
Olivia Rodrigo is a Disney artist. I guess you could call her that. That's where she started. She was in the High School Musical reboot for Disney Channel. She is quite young. She was born in 2003.
So
wow,
18.
she has the same exact birthday as my brother. February 20th.
Cool. She's 18.
Yes, she is 18 as of February 20th. But yeah, she grew up in Southern California and just had a life and somehow got onto Disney Channel.
Probably went to auditions and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how this came to be is kind of interesting. How this album came to be, Sour.
Yeah.
So of this producer named, don't know if I'm going to pronounce his last name right.
Just go in on it. It's fun.
Wait till you hear it. His name is Daniel, and I think it's Nigro. It's Nigro. So it's either Nigro or Negro.
Yeah, that's or a negro. Like a is sound.
So we're going to hard R, soft R, and O sounds now?
Yeah.
It's the third way of saying the N-word.
Well, yes, but...
I'm not saying that you said it, but Sour.
Sour.
So a friend of his, of Daniel, the producer, said, hey, you need to check out this girl. She can sing.
Yeah.
And so he looked her up and saw her, reached out to her on Instagram, and was like, hey, do you want to make an album? She had already signed to a record label. So they started making an album. She wrote every song with him, except for one song that did not have him writing on it. Well, a couple songs, but one of them, and when we'll get to that song, I will bring it up of who the collaborators were. But honestly, in today's music, it's very rare that you see 1 to 2 people write a song.
Yeah.
It's usually a team of songwriters, Katy Perry does.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes the fun out of it. This is fun. And after finding that out, it really made me listen to the album a little bit differently.
Okay.
So, yeah. This was literally just them writing and producing pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you got quite a few people, studio musicians coming in and playing different, all the other different instruments.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, all Olivia did was sing and piano.
Okay.
And then the amount of things that Daniel did is crazy. So, but yeah, do you want to jump in?
Sure.
So, Sour came out in 2021, May. This is the newest album we've ever done.
Yep. So I knew who Olivia Rodrigo was before this album came out because a friend of mine, Ren, sent me Good For You when it came out as the single. And
Which was the third single.
Yeah, it went I'm pretty sure it went Driver's License, Deja Vu, then Good for You.
Yeah.
And then the album came out. And, Jesus Christ, blown up. She's like, hey, you should really check out this song. It's this former Disney star, and she's making pop punk music now.
And when you think former Disney star, you're thinking like someone in their late 20s, early 30s. Well, not someone fresh out of Disney.
Yeah, no. And so I was like, sure. Like, I'm about to leave work. I'll throw on a nice pop punk summery kind of jam. I throw it on, and I'm like, this is fucking, like, the second the bass line hit, I was just like,
good for me.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Then, like, I just looked up the song though on Spotify, Good for You. And, well, no, she sent me a link, and I clicked the link, and it just opened up, and I was like, oh, what else does she have? Then I see Driver's License has like 700 million listens. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I click on it, and it came out like a few months before. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the fuck?
So, she did break the global Spotify record for the biggest opening week for an album by a female artist.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But yep, so then the album dropped. The day the album dropped, I got another text, same friend. And same friend. Get it right. And she was like, oh my god, the album's great. The first song on the album, Brutal, hit super hard. So I was like, alright, throw the album on. Listened to it all the way through. First day it came out, and I fucking loved it. Thought it was a great album. Now here we are.
Here we are.
About a month later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
A month and 6 days.
Let's just get into the nitty gritty. Brutal.
A
little misdirection at the opening. They got like a string section that comes in, and then it just stops, and fucking the drums come in and the guitar. This is just straight pop punk.
Yeah.
This is just straight pop punk. Big brash opening guitar.
I would say it's even like heavier than the stuff Paramore is doing. Like everyone, because it's a female fronted.
It's comparing to Paramore, yeah.
Yeah, pop punk artist. They keep saying Paramore this, Paramore that, and this is heavier than the stuff Paramore is doing. Brutal, at least, is.
Yeah.
And it was fucking great. Like, it's heavy hitting song. The hook line, God, it's brutal out here. Right back into the instrumentals.
If that doesn't get you into it.
Yeah, like I want to see the song live. Like, I bet this song's a lot of fun. Sadly, it's gonna be a lot of young girls, so the pits are gonna be not gonna be able to knock people's heads in.
I don't think that.
It'd be seated. It would be a seated performance for sure.
I mean, yes, she's pop punk, but I don't think she's mosh pit pop punk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That'd be like a mosh pit at the Jonas Brothers concert.
I mean, there was a moshing at the Wiggles concert, but that was kind of a planned.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
I think the Wiggles deserve that.
Wiggles go hard.
Wiggles do go hard. But this is a great song. I love the muted palm or the muted strumming during the verse to kind of amplify her vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this song doesn't like get you into it, I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
And I need friends, so I'm
please like Brutal. Yeah. This probably. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite on this album, but this one's definitely up there.
It's in my top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, just so many good songs for different reasons, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would say there's only 3 songs that are pop punk.
3 songs that are straight up pop punk. The rest are pretty... They're
radio,
all over the place.
pop, a little bit alt-ish,
indie,
but, like... Yeah, but...
indie vibes.
Yeah, but not, like, pop punk. There's 3 pop punk songs, all of which are great. But, like, a lot of the more indie alt stuff is also super good in its own ways. So it's really hard for me to pick what I like the most on this album. So you're probably not going to hear what my favorite song is. I'm just going to say when I like them or not.
You'll hear what my favorite song is.
Oh. But yeah, so Brutal is definitely a kick-ass way to start the album. For being a Disney pop star, this is brutal. Like...
I think, does she say... She swears on the album.
Yeah, she swears a lot.
On this song?
Yeah. She says fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. I want her to spit on me. So up next, we got Traitor.
She's 18.
Yeah, it's legal.
Still weird.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. A lot of things are legal. They're still weird. Like the man who we were walking to the store who was sitting on his balcony.
With his ass crack hanging out.
With his ass crack hanging out, tanning in the sun.
Yeah.
Weird. It's legal, but he was reflecting light more than I do.
What's the line from the Bo Burnham song? The problematic one where it's like
problematic.
My closet is chock full of things that were perfectly lawful but somewhat awful or something like that.
Perfectly lawful.
Somewhat awful but something vaguely shitty. Like me fucking 18-year-olds. It's lawful but it's vaguely shitty.
Okay.
So up next we got Traitor.
This
Pulling on the heartstrings.
Oh my god, dude. This song, it is a very lyrically powerful song.
Yeah. For being 18,
she's gone through some shit.
She really's got some like pretty strong takes on relationships, really. Like
they're incredibly unhealthy takes. You're dating douchebag 18, 19 year old
but
teenagers.
like
they're not gonna be.
They're not that guy.
They're not that guy.
They're not that guy.
They're not that guy, pal.
But no, like I'm not saying like her relationships are inherently mature. I'm just saying her takeaways from the relationship are mature.
Yes.
Yes
and no.
Happier is definitely one where we'll get into it.
I think it's like the after the album because it's just pretty much the entire album.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Traitor, very powerfully lyrical, very lyrically powerful song. There you go.
There you go. Put the words in the right order, and suddenly the sentence makes sense.
Piano-driven song. I like that. I like a good piano-driven song, especially it was very different after Brutal. You know, you're like, oh, pop punk, and then it slows it back down a little bit, but still doesn't lose its edge. You know?
I mean, I'm gonna speak for the room for a second. I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of gone through a relationship kind of like this, where it's like, yeah, you may not have done anything with her, but you were always friends with her. Then the second we break up, oh, now you guys are a couple. I thought you guys were just friends, though, and that's not the guy I need to worry about.
Fuck you.
Have you had that happen?
Literally, it's the last relationship.
Oh, yeah. No, like, that's happened in almost all of my relationships. Sans M, maybe? Yeah, I think they're pretty much the only one where that didn't happen at the end of the relationship. Where it was just like, oh, you don't need to worry about him. He's just a friend. We're just buddies. That's not how we are together. And then they're dating. And it's just like, bruh.
That was my first relationship. Well, not my first relationship, but my first,
yeah.
The senior year one. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, am I going to have a high school sweetheart the rest of my life?
Yeah.
No. That happened. Then it happened with my last one. So
yeah.
I think I'm just going to use those as bookends and then never date again. Just kidding. I'm too alone for that.
Well, you have gone on dates, though, since that relationship, so you've already fucking failed.
I mean, they weren't relationships.
Yeah.
So thanks for reminding me about
Have you gone on dates with 2 different people now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were both interesting experiences.
Yeah, same with my last 2. One threw up in my car.
What?
I told you about this.
No.
Dude, so this was the weirdest fucking progression of a date. It's an album about relationships, so we can talk about this without it being out of place. You know what? Let's save it for the other podcast. We're shooting these back to back. Remind me, date threw up in my car. This is also hype for the next episode. Yeah. So if you would like to hear the story of a girl throwing up in Terrence's car.
This is the story of a girl
who threw up and ruined my car.
Threw up and ruined my whole world. Terrence, girl.
Doesn't smell half bad. Like, props to that one.
Ecliptic.
Yeah. Like, usually I
make a damn good burger, too.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do. I usually hate the smell of beer, but that one doesn't smell half bad.
It tastes like hops. Like, very hoppy. Anyway, Traitor. Yeah. I do like how she goes in and is like, you're not a cheater because you didn't cheat, but
you definitely betrayed my trust.
Yeah, because, like...
There's no way you fell in love that easily. Like, you definitely already had feelings for this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why teenagers should be allowed to be aborted up until the age of 21.
Those aren't teenagers anymore.
Everyone should be, like, up until the age of 21. If you are just a piece of shit, then we should be allowed to abort you.
Well, no, like, okay, so as someone who's now 27 and definitely has has had his fair share of relationships, like, in defense of these whoever she's singing about, like, we've all been shitty. Like, I recently had a very tough discussion with someone, which I don't really want to talk about how shitty I had been in previous relationships. Like, yeah, it's easy to act within self-interest, but there is definitely a point where it's like you are the bad guy, like, you're doing what's best for you, but you could still be the bad person in the scenario.
Yeah.
And you're not inherently right or wrong, but you're definitely wronging this person. So, in defense of the guy, like, I'm not going to be here and like, yeah, these guys are pieces of shit. They're 18.
Yeah, they don't know any better.
Yeah. It's just like whenever people, like, go after people for shit they said when they were younger. Like, oh, look at what you tweeted when you're 17. Clearly you're a racist. Like, no, he was probably just being edgy.
Yeah.
They're young and dumb.
One thing, Olivia.
Full of cum.
Let's talk to Olivia directly.
Yeah.
One thing that everyone, and you, it seems like you've already learned it.
Yeah.
I learned this from Chris Rock. He said, like, something the other day, like, I saw a clip of it that made me like, that's the exact right metaphor for it. A relationship is like moving a couch.
You rewatched the Tambourine special?
I saw a clip of it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a relationship is like moving a couch.
Yeah. It's really easy if both of you are lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not when one of you is laying on the couch.
Yeah.
So.
Produced by the great Bo Burnham.
Directed by the great Bo Burnham.
It's the same thing. Directors, producers, they're all the same thing. Agents versus managers, same thing.
I don't know. But anyway, Traitor. Good song. So it's very, very, her very soft, wispy vocals, you know.
Yeah.
But you're still a traitor
to me. And the piano. Got that, like, bigger than life orchestra thing going on toward the end. Oh, it's a fucking great track.
So then next up. Driver's License.
Driver's License, the first single.
The one that blew her up.
Yeah. Blowing up like I thought I would. I'm circumcised because I
don't
come from the hood.
18.
Yeah. What does her being 18 have to do with me being circumcised?
Because she's not allowed to hear naughty things like that.
Well,
when she was under 18. Now she's 18. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, exactly.
But not when she got her driver's license.
So this song is very sad.
Yeah, fuck the guy who broke her heart.
Me. Nah, I can't really blame the guy. Also me. Fuck this dude.
I mean, yeah. Dude, okay. You and I both dabble.
Fuck heartbreak. Because, like...
No, this guy sounds like a piece of shit.
You're hearing one side of the story, though. Like, you are hearing one side of the story.
But what I was going to say is, like, you and I have both dabbled in music.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're, like, sad, and you're like, I'm going to write a song because I'm so sad.
You can't make it sound good.
You can't make it sound good, but she makes them sound good. She writes a lot of them about breakup songs, like...
Well, do you know what's even harder?
They're better than Taylor Swift's breakup songs.
Oh, yeah, they are. Like, in my experience, I can't write sad or angry without sounding cringy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, I just, like, read the lyrics or hear the lyrics back, and I'm just like, dude.
Because it is cringy, because you've expelled those emotions.
Yeah.
And so now you're looking back at it not in that state of mind. So now it's just like, ugh.
I mean, like, but then the thing is, like, I think it's cringy because it's, like, self-involved. Whereas, like, I listen to other bands do lyrics equally as cringy, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay, there's a song on here that that we can dive into that. Because I think you and I share a similar trait with Olivia Rodrigo.
I'd like to share fucking...
Cummies?
I was gonna say saliva. I was gonna keep it a little PG, but apparently Trevor wants me to bust fat nuts in you, Olivia. Oh God.
I've been watching way too much to Catch Predator for this.
She's 18.
She said she was 18. I have the chat logs.
I have the wiki article. I edited it myself. Fuck.
I mean, and to be fair, you didn't discover her until she was after 18.
Yeah, I discovered her in like April.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, so it's not like the Billie Eilish thing, Taryn. We were like, oh yeah, she's a good artist. 18. Damn.
Titties. But anyway, so with like the very, very sad content and the very much fuck this guy for breaking her heart.
Yes.
Again, like we're hearing one side of the story though, so it's like it's hard to really blame the guy. And also like you're not really required to continue dating someone. Like if you break up with someone and it sucks for them, yeah, that's what happens. That's what breakups are. But on the flip side, fuck this guy. Olivia is America's sweetheart right now.
Yeah,
so
she
fuck
is.
you. No, this song's just like so sad how she's like basically like going through the motions of like what I thought our relationship was going to be. You know, like I got my driver's license and you were excited for me to drive up to your house, but now I'm just kind of driving around alone. Like she's driving around pretending like she's going to drive to his house, the person that she loves, but now she can't, so now she just has to keep driving. Yeah. And it's like, this is rough, buddy.
So song-wise, I love her voice in the song.
Oh,
she conveys emotion incredibly well with it.
Yeah.
My favorite part is how the chorus builds up in a crescendo. You know, it just gets progressively louder and louder and louder, and then just ends.
Yeah.
And back into the verse and the bridge and the rest of the song. I love that.
Yeah, she really applies like the kind of like the kind of rasp to her vocals really well. Adds a lot of airiness. To kind of like.
I was trying to think of a good like she's not like belting out like Adele.
Yeah.
She's more doing the Billie Eilish kind of thing, but singing more classically.
Yeah. So like the thing is like she's not belting as like big and aggressively as Adele. Maybe because she just purely doesn't have the talent to do it as well as Adele. Like Adele's music is shit, but she's a very talented vocalist.
Yeah.
But like because Adele is constantly singing it probably like a 5 to a 6 for her verses, where she's like in terms of like vocal power 5 to 6, then she knocks it up to a 9 or a 10.
In the chorus.
It feels like super big. But because Olivia is also very musically smart, I'm sure, along with her producer Daniel, who I'm not saying the last name of, she's like singing it like a raspy, whispery kind of 3, and because she knocks it up to a 6 or a 7. It sounds equally as big and powerful. Like she's making the same levels of leaps as Adele, so it still feels like amazing.
Yeah.
So it's smart use of your own vocal capabilities. She's a super talented singer, way more talented than I'll ever be, but she's very vocally smart to make up for potential shortcomings.
Yeah,
because everyone has vocal shortcomings except for like Brendan Urie, but.
Is there nothing that he can't do?
I mean, he did a pretty banging metal song not too long ago.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Like it's straight fucking hardcore, and I love it. But yeah, Driver's License. It's not by any means my favorite. Lyrically, it's one of my favorites. It's very touching song, but it just doesn't really do much for me. I understand why it blew up the way it did. It's something everyone can relate to, except for incels. But
people who don't have a driver's license.
Even then, like you could sadly ride your bicycle around listening to the song.
What, I got my state issued ID?
But I mean, like just like the feeling of like loss and you don't know where to go really, but you feel like you have to keep moving. Which yeah. So
God damn it,
Olivia, you're amazing. Love everything you're doing.
All right, so let's take 1 step forward and 3 steps back.
All right, so Traitor. I went 1 song forward, then 3 songs back, which would be Traitor.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so 1 step forward, 3 steps back. I'll let you lead the charge on this one because it is another one that didn't really do much for me.
I wonder why, Taryn, because Rodrigo wrote this, not with Daniel, the producer.
Sorry, Olivia, I love you.
She wrote it with Jack Antonoff from the Bleachers and Taylor Swift. You don't like Taylor Swift, do you?
I'm loving her re-recordings of her songs. She's definitely putting a lot more, like...
Effort?
I wouldn't say effort. It's almost like a little bit of edge. Like, she's definitely, like, got... It's almost like she's mad that she has to re-record them, and you can hear it in the music.
I haven't listened to a re-recorded any.
Oh, dude, some of them are fucking good.
I listened to the first re-recorded version, which I think was Love Story, and I was like, this does have a little bit more of an edge to it.
Yeah, a little bit more oomph. You know?
Yeah. But she's re-releasing Red, and that is my favorite Taylor Swift album.
I'll buy you the re-release for your birthday.
Okay, I guess then you have to... I think it's coming out like October.
Oh, okay.
But that's also the album from the church bell incident.
So in other words,
Taylor. Okay,
two people who've jerked off your dick will have bought you this album.
Fuck off. Terrence never touched my penis.
Over at good old Washington Square Mall, they have Easy Bars in stock. We should go buy one.
What?
When it's Easy Bars.
Oh,
girls.
the thing, yeah.
Yeah, we should go buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Dick's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dicks. I just love. Who named their sporting company Dicks?
Richard.
Oh.
Why did they call the first person named Richard Dick? He must have been a real fucking asshole.
Dude, like, how does William turn into Bill?
Billiam.
Yeah, it's still like.
If you take the W,
Robert,
and
Bob.
Then if you can stand it up, it's a B.
Yeah, but like, how does Robert turn into Bob?
How does Robert turn into Bo?
That is fair.
Robert's been a little depressed. I love that line.
So 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
It's a lovely. I think it's a lovely little melody. She's a great lyricist. Someone really fucked her over.
So something that I love that she does, with her vocals is she'll like hold off on the like consonant sounds in some of the words, like 1 step forward, 3 steps back, and like add the K sound like on a beat, and like kind of like let it linger, skip a beat, and then do it. And that's
something I found that like acoustic performers do.
Yeah.
Like when they're singing, they'll form the word to fit in the bar.
Yeah.
On a beat, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of you know, sometimes you'll be at like a you know, outside and someone's playing an acoustic guitar and they do that and you're like, you're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal.
But then
funniest
like
joke on the show.
So the indie, some of the good indie artists do that. And she does do that. And I like that as well. You know, make the syllable sounds on the beat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an okay song. Like, it just didn't really do anything for me.
This is my favorite song because Taylor Swift wrote it. I'm just kidding. It's not. It's probably my bottom half of the album.
Yeah. Do you have more things to say about that?
No, there's really nothing more for me. It was a lovely little melody, is what I can say. You know, piano. I don't understand what Taylor Swift's obsession with Jack Antonoff from the Bleachers is, but because I think Jack Antonoff is fucking what is that fucking bitch's name? Lena Dunham.
But anyway, so a lot of the lyrics though in this song are really good. I'm to love your life until I make you mad. So like you're nice to me as long as I like be the person you want me to be. Definitely a very toxic relationship to be in. I'd leave you, but the roller coaster's all I ever had. This is probably one of the few relationships she's been in. Especially at the age of 18, you're not really in too many committed relationships at that point in your life. Hopefully. But like, so this roller coaster of like constantly like you're either happy or mad at her depending on if she's like being good enough for you, basically. So I definitely feel for her in the song. Definitely been in toxic relationships where you're definitely filled with this feeling of like, I have to be perfect, otherwise they're gonna get mad at me for what feels like a minimal to no reason. But yeah, so it's a solid song, but again, nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
But up next, we got Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. Holy fucking shit, her voice is so good in this song.
Her lyrics are so good in this song.
Yeah. Yeah. And she dials it up with her voice and hits some higher notes.
Yeah.
With the Deja Vu, I'm not even going to try to impersonate it. But she has some harmonies too that I think were nailed perfectly. And then once the synth comes in and the drums pick up, it turns into like a completely kind of different song, but still the same song.
Yeah.
Did you notice the drum sound was very Bojack style?
Oh, that kind of like very like small compressed drum sound almost.
Very like watery is what I call it. It sounds like they're underwater. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah, chorus fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Good fucking song.
The song's borderline hilarious to me in a lot of ways because of how fucking savage it is.
Oh my god, she rips this guy a fucking new one.
Yeah.
Do you get deja vu when you're with her?
Yeah, because like, oh, you're just doing literally all the same shit that we did together. You're taking her to the spots I showed you. You're showing her the songs I showed you.
Yeah.
You're telling her.
Billy Joel is making a comeback with the boys and Olivia Rodrigo. Billy Joel is gonna be selling tickets like wildfire. Like, who's this Billy Joel guy? He's Billy fucking Joel.
Yeah. Like, you're telling her all my jokes. You're watching all the shows that I show. Like, hey, having fun dating me, but not me.
I developed your personality, and now you're just making like I gave you all these things. You like them, and now you found someone else, and then you're just forcing all those things onto them.
But like,
you're dating a clone of me.
Yeah, but
that
like
you're making.
Yeah, you're making it build a bitch.
I listened to that song for the first time this morning.
Have you watched the video?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you see Ray in it? Valkyrie?
I recognized her, and I couldn't figure out who the fuck that was.
Yeah, it was Valkyrie.
The YouTuber.
Yeah.
Twitch streamer.
Yeah. One of my favorite YouTubers. She's a sweetie.
Terrence Sims hard over.
Dude, yeah. Like, how could you not? Look at her. Like, so one thing about Valkyrie, she dresses very modestly. Like, she's not like a titty streamer by any means.
Titty streamer, is that the name for him?
Yeah, it is. So, like, you don't really... Like, you could tell she's petite. Like, she's just a small person. She's, like, 5'2", I think.
Terrence's favorite
I like the extremes. Either 5'11" or, like, 5'2". Nothing in between. You 5'7" bitches can fucking walk somewhere else.
Yeah, he doesn't want the top of the bell curve.
Yeah, I want the bottoms of the bell curve. But no, like, she recently, like, hung out in Vegas with, like, Ryan Higa, Saikuno, a bunch of other streamers and stuff, and she was wearing, like, a tank top because it was hot out, and it was like, she got some big-ass fucking titties. Oh, Jesus. Saikuno joke. Trevor does not watch many Twitch streamers. You just watch Charlie mostly.
It's put on YouTube.
Yeah.
Dude, his fucking court cams are fucking hilarious. Court cams in To Catch a Predator. So funny.
But anyway, we're talking about Deja Vu, yeah. So
it's a great song.
It's so fucking good.
It's a savage song, man. She rips this guy a fucking new one.
And then the angsty part, like 2/3 of the way in, basically the bridge of the song, where she starts getting a little bit more aggressive. It's just like, at first it kind of sounds like she's like a little bit sad about it. Like, wow, I can't believe you're just trying to replace me and like turn her like into me, basically. And then it, like, toward the end, she's just fucking mad about it. She's like, fuck you for trying to pull this shit. You can eat a dick. And I love every second of it. I bet she slaps hard.
And I know you don't mean in like your music is good and it slaps kind of a way. Are you gonna, if you were to somehow get her into bed, would you be like, hey, when you slap me, I want you to think of the guy that broke your heart?
Nah, I appreciate my jaw being intact. Jesus
we are very
Christ, man.
problematic. He's a problem. We're a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I would want her to slap me.
Like I'm reading a book.
Yeah, you got your little fucking flip out over there. What is this, like a phone from like 2008?
What?
Giant, flips open. What is this?
Yeah, but I have 2 screens.
Yeah.
He's a problem. But yeah, the bridge I think is a great lead-in into the next song.
Good for you.
Which I need no notes for.
Dude, I haven't had notes for any song. I'm just looking at Spotify right now.
Dude, Good For You is straight pop punk.
Yeah.
It does sound very Paramore-esque.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing.
I would say almost all pop punk bands female pop punk bands sound Paramore-esque. And it's just because Paramore was so middle of the road pop punk, it's kind of hard to like not have somewhat of the like middle band sound in your sound.
Yeah. But you've seen those videos of where it like leads in perfectly to what song was it?
It's Misery Business.
Misery Business, yeah.
Which is both of the band's like big breakthrough. Well, I guess it's not really her break. It's Olivia's breakthrough pop punk song.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I do love the renaissance of pop punk.
MGK, Youngblood, Olivia Rodrigo. No, I'm definitely fucking appreciating it too. It's getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are like starting to revive pop punk.
And it's got some of the new pop punk has a little bit of a hip hop vibe because of MGK and Youngblood.
Yeah.
So it's got kind of a better beat, you know, instead of those classic just rip off drum beats.
Yeah.
That pop punk does.
Just the constant.
It's like, why are you doing that? Flair, like, have some flair, you know.
I mean, it's kind of like what early Blink-182 did. Like, Travis Barker was definitely doing, like, more creative stuff on drums than the other bands.
I found Travis Barker had done a remix of Soulja Boy's Superman.
That's the old internet. That came out, like, 2006.
I know.
Dude, yeah, no,
it was good.
Yeah, I fucking remember that video. Fucking dinosaur over here.
Yeah, I am a dinosaur boss battle. Good for you. Fucking great song. Dude, the music video is great too.
Yeah.
The effects that are on her vocals, like that one point where it kind of sounds like it's like moving in stereo, where if you listen to the headphones, it moves around your head.
I haven't listened to music with headphones in God knows how long.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking song.
No, it's if I had to pick a favorite, this is it. It's definitely like the most fun on the album. The chorus just gets you fucking amped up.
I'd have to say one song. I'm not gonna say this is my favorite. It's in my top 3 with "Brutal" and "Good for You." I'm not gonna name my third one yet because we're not there yet.
Okay.
But like, if you had to say you could only listen to one song of this album, it would be this song.
Yeah.
Like I'd pick this one. It's not my favorite song off the album, but this is just such a good song and like the one that like I would always have as my go-to.
Yeah.
This is a good song.
Yeah, it's super just exciting the whole way through. There's no dull moments in the song.
It's June, Song of the Year. I'm calling it.
Song of the Year.
Yeah.
It was number 1. It's the first pop punk song to ever chart at number 1, I think. Which is fucking insane.
What?
Yeah.
You're telling me I Write Sins Not Tragedies didn't?
No.
Paramore never did. Fall Out Boy never did.
No. I'm pretty sure not.
Blink-182?
I'm pretty sure they so
I'm looking this up. You keep talking.
all right. No, like song charted number 1, blew up super big. People fucking loved it for a good goddamn reason. I'm sick of people like acting like the second wave. It's like the 5th wave of pop punk right now. This new wave of pop punk is not as good, but they said the same thing about other waves of pop punk bands. I'm sure a lot of people didn't like the Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Panic at the Disco wave of pop punk. You know, they were like, oh, that's not real pop punk. I like listening to, like Blink, Pennywise, all my skater pop punk kind of music. And then they eventually did end up liking it, and then the new wave of like All Time Low and stuff came out, and then they were like, oh, I don't like that wave of pop punk music. Then bands like the Wonder Years came out, and it just kept going and going, where people just don't like the new thing, but the second the new thing comes out, then they're like, oh, the one before it's real pop punk. And so people will eventually learn to love and accept it. Another band that received a ton of hate that was fucking mind-boggling to me, because I finally gave their music a chance and I was like, wait, why did people hate this band? Oh wait, Taryn, you did the same thing. You hated that they blew up in the boy band renaissance era, and they kind of fit the boy band mold of being 5 pretty boys, all wearing their dress-up designer clothes and shit.
One Direction?
5 Seconds of Summer.
Oh yeah, 5 Seconds of Summer.
So like,
they're pretty pop punk.
I listened to their like first 2 albums and they're pretty fucking good. Fuck, I can't think of the songs now. I'm a fake fan, guys. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this shit up. Did you find anything?
I can't find anything that says a list of like the highest reaching Billboard charts of pop punk songs.
So like, She Looks So Perfect is a banging fucking song. She's Kind of Hot slaps Jet Black Heart. Like, they have some great fucking pop punk songs.
She's Kind of Hot?
Yeah.
That's not what I'd expect from what I thought of 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that they were going to be the repeat stuff kind of style.
I mean, they kind of are, but they're still pop punk.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to be more Bieber.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, because pretty much Bieber is what repeat stuff is about.
Yeah. It's directly what Bieber... It's directly a rip-off of Bieber.
And then Bieber came to one of Bo Burnham's shows.
Yeah, but...
got blasted by it.
So, apparently, though, 5 Seconds of Summer has a song called Youngblood, spelled correctly, with 1.1 billion plays. God damn. Good for them. Came out in 2018.
Well, just so they know, that Summer lasts longer than 5 seconds, so...
Okay.
What frequency?
So yeah, I think people will, the true pop punkers will eventually accept Olivia Rodrigo as one of their owns if she keeps making pop punk music at all. Who knows? Maybe she'll just go full indie alt pop. But
what's really sad though is because we're listening to this album so new, it'll be a couple years before we get another album.
I know, right? Who knows? Maybe she'll just be one of those like crazy fucking artists, like how George Carlin was putting out a new stand-up special every year, and everyone was like, what the fuck, how do you do that? Or no, not Carlin, Louis C.K. But
Carlin was doing it every year.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm not a huge Carlin fan. Like, he's good, but
unfortunately for Carlin, side note, his stuff was so dated because he was talking about current political events
a lot.
It doesn't translate as well as Richard Pryor's stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when you know about the history of what was going on at the time of, H.W. Bush and Clinton. And
like, one of his favorite jokes of mine is, like, he starts talking about Governor Bush. Now, I'm calling him Governor Bush because it's the only office he held legally and actually won the election. And I'm like, God damn.
I mean, if you want to talk about election fraud, yeah, the fucking... that wasn't more so election fraud is just no one knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And it was a very weird system with the hanging chads.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into the election of 2000.
Yeah. But yeah, so good for you.
Good for you.
Eventually the true pop punkers will accept it. It's going to take them a minute though. The next wave of pop punk will have to come out in like 3 years before they're like, oh yeah, that was a good song.
Yeah.
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 They're still hung up on like the Midwest emo stuff, like Modern Baseball. They'll get into it, don't worry.
I mean, Modern Baseball is way better than old-timey baseball.
Yeah, I know. It's not a bunch of dudes with beer guts.
Well,
like, okay, I think Babe Ruth would be a top competitor nowadays, but look at everyone he played with. They all just look like your local neighborhood, like, barbecuing dad, just like, oh, hey, man, how's it going?
There was a time where the manager of a baseball team could also play. Like, he would be a player manager.
That's funny.
I can't remember who the last person to do it was, but I think it was like the 70s or 80s where there was a player manager. I think it might have been Pete Rose.
Do you know what I really appreciate about Smite Pro League?
Right.
is, like how a lot of people in like nerd culture and stuff, like a lot of the people that were at that Blazer game we went to, sports ball, they score a touchdown. Smite doesn't do that. The two casters are huge fans. One of them specifically a huge Hawks fan. So he'll constantly make like super niche Hawk fan references.
Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, in reference to what's going on. It's like, oh yeah, that's like a classic, like this and this and this kind of play with these and these players. And it's just like, good for you, man. Like, you're not like, oh, we're nerds, so we have to be like, haha, real sports dumb. Like,
yeah.
And similarly, I appreciate that about this podcast. We can talk about like real sports without it being like,
we dumb it down to where we don't get into like super niche things, which
Yeah.
when on Surprisingly Sober, I got some sports topics to talk about. Cause but we dumb it down, and we're not like, the sports talks radio show where we talk about just that, or we're not this talk radio show where we talk about just that.
We just talk.
We just talk.
We just talk about shit that we love.
Yeah, like, we both know
So I
sports
talk about
pretty
Trevor
well.
so much.
You and I are jack of all trades.
Dude,
Master of none.
I jack off on
All trades.
All trades of women.
Next song. Enough for You. Karen squeaks like a fucking squirrel.
Enough for you. I wish I was enough for you, man.
I'm glad you aren't.
Enough for You. Very sad song yet again about like the line where she's like I'll have to pull up the exact lyric. I don't want to butcher it. You talk.
I think it's a nice little melody again, but she switches it up and turns it acoustic guitar style. Who does she think she is? John Mayer? Again, lyrically.
You always say I'm never satisfied, but I don't think that's true, because all I ever wanted was to be good enough for you. Definitely, again, have been in that situation in relationships.
And that's the thing that I was thinking about listening to this song is, yes, she says she wants to be good enough for you, but then in the chorus she doesn't add good. She says, I just wanted to be enough for you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very mature way of thinking about it. I don't want to be good enough for you because
I just want to be enough.
I just want to be enough for you.
Yeah, I definitely have felt that way.
Yeah. I feel like there's an actual difference between good enough and enough.
Yeah. Like, good enough is like a 7, enough is a 5. Like, I just want you to be like okay with my existence. Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus.
But then also like I wore makeup when we dated because I thought you'd like me more if I looked like the other prom queens I know that you loved before. Like, I'm trying to like basically like change these things about me so I'm a more acceptable person in your eyes, essentially. Just for you to say you're not the compliment type. Like, I'm gonna put forth all this effort, and you're just like, oh yeah, sorry, like I'm not gonna acknowledge it. That's just not who I am.
So that's the part of the lifting the couch thing.
Yeah.
They're lifting the couch. You got to say thanks for helping,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you made an effort. Thank you.
Well, it doesn't even sound like this guy's lifting the couch. Sounds like this guy's pushing the couch back.
Yeah, he's like Ross from Friends without helping, and he's down at the bottom of the stairs saying, pivot. I'm only saying that purely to get Friends people to like us, because Friends is a shitty show.
It is a absolutely shit show.
I mean, it's on par with The Big Bang Theory.
That's a big oof. I mean, The Big Bang Theory is literally just a combination of, like...
Seinfeld and Friends.
Yeah. But with a little bit of science. And then Rick and Morty is literally just Big Bang Theory mixed with Family Guy.
God damn.
Listen here, you Rick and Morty fan.
None of those shows are
Your
enough.
show
for us.
stopped being good 3 fucking seasons ago.
Speaking of science, this Starburst IPA from Ecliptic says, pour some space in your face. And I like that. I feel like this is a beer Star-Lord would drink.
But yeah, like, this song is like all about like how she like literally did everything to know every detail and facet about this guy's life so that she could do all the things that he liked. She could know all the things that he knew so that he would like basically shine a positive light on her in some way. Like, I knew how you took your coffee. I read all your self-help books so that you think I was smart. I knew all your favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like, she like
Made
is
an
basically
effort.
saying like she put forth every effort to know and enjoy every facet of this guy's life, and he just couldn't give a shit. Like, yeah, you should. Like, what?
Yeah. That's why earlier when we were talking about this fucking asshole guy.
Yeah.
Like, based off what she's saying, like, yeah, there's two sides to every story,
Yeah.
but she's painting a very good story that this
Yeah.
man is emotionally manipulative and abusive.
Yeah. Yeah. This song definitely does show it better.
Yeah.
Like, Driver's License doesn't really show it well at all. Is the point I was getting. Like, okay, he broke your heart, now you're driving alone sad. Like, yes, breakups happen, heartbreak happens. It's fine. This song, it's like, oh, this dude is a dick.
Yeah, he's painting a picture.
Yeah.
He's like she's painting a picture.
Yeah.
She's like Van Gogh. Which is still the saddest fucking moment in Doctor Who history.
Yeah.
When they go to the Van Gogh
But then, like,
with Van Gogh.
Yeah. But then the summation of the song is that nothing's good enough for you. Being the final line of the song, it's just like, yeah, this is like... So I feel like the album's very much like a progression of basically the stages of loss, where she's finally reaching like acceptance, where she's like, I don't know why I'm so sad and hung up on this. Nothing was ever going to be good enough for you, so I just need to move on.
Yeah.
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 So like we're kind of at that point in the album where she's like accepted that, like, all right, fuck it, bro. I don't care.
But at 18, because let's just assume the guy's 18, 19, around that age.
Yeah.
Fuck, did any of us know what we wanted?
No.
Yeah, none of us knew what we wanted, so...
Fuck, I'm 27. I still don't know what I want. I just want to be
will
happy.
Tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
I just want to be happy.
Yeah. Happier. Speaking of which, that's the next song.
Glad you caught on. But
To my
also,
own fucking reference.
That's why I said it. What?
You said happy, I said happier. The name of the song is Happier, not Happy.
Well, I was going to be like, but all I get now is happier. But...
Well, this is a very romantic piano medley. The lyrics are not romantic at all in any way whatsoever. This is like a slow dancing song. Like, this is the beat and the music and everything. Everything minus the lyrics is this is a song that I imagine Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter dancing to.
Yeah.
And then the lyrics come in, and they're brutal.
They're pretty brutal. I gotta say, this, of all of her takes on relationships, this is definitely the most immature, I would say, because it is a very I am the main character of the story viewpoint.
Yes.
I'll be mature and say I want you to be happy, but not happier than you were with me. All right, like, it's kind of immature. Like, just say I want you to be happy and move on.
This is the dude at the end. This is Steve Carell, the beginning of Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay.
Sitting at the bar, talking about his ex-wife, or his soon-to-be ex-wife, who wants a divorce.
Yeah.
You know, talking shit about her.
Yeah.
This is like, you're at a bar, you're drunk. This is not, like, I 100% agree with you, but right now, because I'm 3 beers in, 2.5 beers, I'm like, no, she should feel like this. Fuck that guy. He shouldn't be happy. This is the Boston inside.
But she even, like, references, like, I'm selfish. I know I can't let you go. So find someone great, but don't find no one better. I hope you're happy. I wish you all the best. So it's like, she is acknowledging that she is feeling in a selfish way right now. And, she even, like, acknowledges, like, she spent all this time cutting the girl down, but she seems beautiful. She seems kind. She probably gives you butterflies. Like, she's, like, kind of saying, like, yeah, I'm talking all this shit, but, like, in all honesty, the girl seems fine. It's not her fucking fault that you broke my heart. You know, like, there's no reason for me to be shitting on her. She didn't really do anything wrong. She's just dating you.
Which, he seems like an asshole, so that's wrong.
Yeah, I guess, we've all dated people who sucked before. Like,
I'm just gonna say, this album is obviously about one guy.
Yes,
it's about one guy.
And guess what? You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
And it's going to come out that, hey, didn't you date Olivia Rodrigo? And he's gonna go, yeah, and she's gonna be like, okay.
I would just lie and say I didn't.
Like, but that's like a thing. Like, hey, I dated her. You know, this douchebag is going to brag that he dated Olivia Rodrigo.
Probably,
and then because he's not gonna have listened to the album. And
then dude, Olivia's famous. Yeah, dude, I dated her.
And then someone's gonna be like,
"You're problematic."
Yeah, you should listen to the album and then probably never say that you dated her again.
Yeah.
Like, there has been so many jokes made about Taylor Swift's breakup songs and stuff like that, which I don't think is right.
Literally,
she wrote things that were meaningful to her. You may not have liked them. You may have thought they were cringy. Okay, but don't blast her for how many people she's fucking dated.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with how many people she's dated. It's just the sheer comedy of like how many famous people she's had to write songs about at this point.
Styles.
Yeah.
I don't even know the rest.
Yeah, like it's just the comedy that like.
Well, that's the thing.
They're all other like recognizable. Like this dude is just some dude.
Yeah, his name's probably fucking Chad. It's either Chad or Kyle.
No, dude, he's definitely got one of the like Zoomer names of like Jaden, Caden, Braden, Aiden. He's definitely one of those.
But she does breakup songs, I think, a lot better than Taylor Swift. But that's the so about the Red album re-record for Taylor Swift. That was the Harry Styles era of her. So it was never mentioned that like in her original Red album, you know. It was never very specific as to who it was, but they're like songs like "We're Never Getting Back Together," "I Knew You Were Trouble," who people are like expecting her to almost pretty much just pinpoint and say who it was at this point.
Yeah.
So everyone's expecting Harry Styles to get blasted.
Yeah, who cares? Harry Styles is awesome.
He is. He's pretty cool. Yeah. Watermelon Sugar. That's an album that I'd like to review at some point.
What?
His new album, the Watermelon Sugar one.
Oh, I haven't listened to it, actually. But, like, his solo stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
Very talented.
Like, yeah, sure, you can shit on One Direction all you want because One Direction was arguably not a talented group. It was just, what, 5 guys? 4 guys? 5 guys?
4 guys?
4 guys. And, like, you literally couldn't tell if any of them were a good singer because of how overly processed their vocals were and how alien and robotic it sounded.
Did I tell you about the guy that I used to work with? He was an Irish guy.
No.
I worked at a car dealership with him, and he was a salesman there. He was an older Irish guy, super Irish. And he was like, yeah, you know, I used to be a tour manager, like a world tour manager for like a bunch of bands, like the Happy Mondays.
You've told me about this guy.
Yeah, fucking coolest guy ever. And he's like, yeah, you know, I toured with, you know, a bunch of little bands, and then one of them was called the Happy Mondays, which I knew, which was like a very British band, kind of a Oasis style of band, a little harder than Oasis. And then he's like, yeah, a few years ago, because this was after the whole One Direction thing, or during it. It was during it. And he's like, yeah, somebody came to me and asked if I wanted to get back into tour managing, because he would manage the tour. Yeah. Not the band manager. He was the tour manager.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to manage a world tour for this band, this up-and-coming band called One Direction, and he's like, I don't really want to get back into it.
I'm not that guy, pal.
Because he's like, it's just babysitting a bunch of fucking rock stars who go out and do fucking drugs.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
Yeah.
And he's like, I regret it so bad. Because it's One Direction. They were a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Like, the Happy Mondays were the quintessential going out doing coke and shit in bars and trying to manage them. And then One Direction is just a bunch of fucking kids who were probably smoking weed at the worst.
Yeah, and probably like his biggest concern would be IDing the girls that they're bringing on the tour bus.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, ID. I know you have ID. Give it to me. You're 17? Off. Well, I guess not in the UK. You're 16? Off.
No,
Bye.
16 is the...
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so it's 15. Taryn's moving to Britain.
Oi!
Oi! Oi, bruv! Oi! Where's that birdie? Dude, there's a movie that
But
you
anyway,
need to watch.
back to the music.
There's a movie you need to watch. It's called Legends with Tom Hardy. He plays twins who are very different. It is very good.
Okay.
They get in a fight scene and it's really good.
Anyway, so probably one of my favorite parts of the song is when she gets like louder and a bit more angsty and aggressive. Say you love her, baby, just not like you love me, and think of me fondly when your hands are on her. I hope you're happy. But then it dies back down, but don't be happier. And then it goes into like the orchestral kind of sounding, and it's like, man, think of me fondly when your hands are on her. Like, god damn, that'd be a bit rough thinking of your ex while you're getting it on with your new girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely never thought of an ex before to finish while fucking a different girl.
No, that's weird.
I definitely have.
I know you have.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No. I'm definitely like, I'm something sexual, man. Like demisexual or something. I definitely have to think about someone I love in order to finish.
Jesus!
So if you've slept with me in the past, past 2 years, just know.
He wasn't thinking about you.
I wasn't thinking about you.
And it was M.
Hey, I didn't need to name drop anyone.
You have named her several times in this episode.
Yeah, I didn't need to name drop someone in this particular scenario. If you're a douchebag. Also, Olivia was the only writer on this song. Good for you. So up next we got Jealousy, Jealousy, the last of the 3 pop punk songs.
This is my favorite song.
Jealousy,
on the album.
Jealousy, really?
This song fucking slaps.
Yeah, it does.
The bass coming in on the forefront, man. Voice gets dark. Some more harmonies. Chorus is fucking perfect. Come comparison.
Yeah.
I love that. And dude, lyrically, she's a fucking genius.
I love a lot of the attacks on modern day social media
Yeah.
that she really takes on the song. I want to throw my phone across the room because all I see are girls too good to be true.
Yeah, the
Like,
opening line, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking pop open Instagram and it's just nothing but these very enhanced pictures of people who literally took the best 5 seconds they looked all year, but act like that's their life.
It took 2 hours for them to look like that.
Yeah, it took 2 hours to look like that.
For
It took
10 seconds.
It took perfect lighting. It took perfect camera angles. It took perfect fucking everything. But they act like this is just another day in their life.
It took 2 hours for them to look like that for 10 seconds to then edit for an hour
Yeah.
to make it look perfect.
Yeah. So it's an attack on a very negative thing that is in all of our environments now.
But
whether
the
you're a
problem
guy
is-
or a girl doesn't really fucking matter.
The problem is that it's worth it because that person then made enough money to justify doing that.
Yeah. Well, assuming they're sponsored posts and whatnot.
Well, yeah.
And, like, they're an influencer in some way.
Yeah.
No, it's even, like, a big thing for, like, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you get, like, a pump at the gym, get perfect lighting and everything. You look super muscular and stuff. And then, like, in day-to-day life, you don't look super ripped. Like, he doesn't do this as a way of, like, promoting brand or anything, but Will Tennyson, a very popular fitness YouTuber,
Your butt buddy.
oh dude, he is a fucking great YouTuber. I love his content. Like, I almost just watch him for the comedy. Fitness and the diet stuff is a side note at this point. But like,
Is he the perfect YouTuber? Because he is funny, but he's also giving you good information.
yeah, no, he's definitely up there. He's very smart on the topic, and he's very humble about, like, his own, like, kind of like, knowledge and stuff. He's never like, oh yeah, I'm the great source of information, you should only listen to me, like how some YouTubers like Jeff Cavalier can be, who's a lying piece of shit who uses fake weights in his videos. But Will like, When he's just walking around day-to-day life in his fucking videos, like, he just kind of looks like a dude. Like, you know, he'll wear, like, a hoodie or a long-sleeve shirt or, like, a jacket or something. He just looks kind of normal. But then when he works at the gym and he gets a good pump going, the dude looks jacked out of his fucking mind.
He's very jacked.
And it's like, yeah, it's that, like, 10 minutes after a hard workout at the gym, you get a good pump, you take good nitric oxide inducing products where you get like a lot of circulation of blood and water flow in your body, and you're going to look amazing after your workout. And then all these fitness YouTubers, they exploit that fact of how the body works, fill up their glycogen stores, do like 10 pictures in one set, post those 10 pictures over the course of the week, and act like that's how they wake up out of fucking bed. And it's like, no, that was your best fucking day of the week where you like did a water depletion for 4 days, so you looked dry as shit. You bumped up your glycogen stores, so you just looked absolutely massive, ripped and shredded, and then fucking lied to the internet acting like that's who you are. Like, I could do that, look like I fucking work out 6 days a week, every day of the week for the past 2 years, which I fucking haven't, should have been, but I haven't, and people would be like, oh wow, great physique, bro. Fucking liars, I tell ya.
So you're jealous?
No. Because I know it's all lies. That's what I love about people like More Plates, More Dates. That dude looks jacked out of his mind every day. He's honest about all of his supplementation and steroid use and everything. Like, he's actually giving, like, black and white information. He's not, oh, it's dedication. It's hard work. Diet. You know, diet's very
Chicken
important.
and brown rice.
Chicken, brown rice, broccoli, tilapia. Every day. Only egg whites. A very micronutriently deficient fucking diet. Jealousy. But yeah, so it's very easy to fall in this this hole of like these people who look amazing, but it's all bullshit and lies. But I would say the average consumer doesn't know that it's bullshit and lies. Like, I would say 8 out of 10 people looking at Instagram do genuinely think this is how these people are. This is how these people live. This is how these people look. Like, they wake up looking like that, and I wake up looking like this. I feel like shit now. Like, I feel like once you know, though, it's healthy to look at it. Because it's still, like, I look at it motivationally. Like, I see a super jacked guy, and I'm like, yeah, sure, it's like a pump and stuff, but it's still motivation to get me into the gym and work harder than last time.
Harder than last time.
So I feel like once you know it's fake, it can be okay. But yeah, Instagram rant over. Jealousy. Great fucking song. Definitely a top tier song for me. Wouldn't call it my favorite like you, but this song hits.
Comparison. I love that part because she says come. I'm a horrible person.
But this is almost like she wrote this song in preparation for release of the album, I feel like. Because this line, the comparison is kill me slowly. I think too much about kids who don't know me. I'm so sick of myself. I'd rather be anyone else, but jealousy. Like, she's like kind of like already aware of the fact that she's blowing up. Yeah. And she's like, people are going to compare me to this artist, to that artist. They're going to tell me I don't look good enough like that artist. I'm not going to sound good enough like that artist. I'd rather be anyone else.
Which brings me to something that I mentioned earlier, is how I think the three of us shared a trait.
I don't have imposter syndrome.
Exactly.
I don't, though.
But that is someone who has it would say.
Well, no.
Yes.
No.
Because you're like, I don't have imposter syndrome because I don't have anything to feel like I haven't earned. You have
what?
It. You have imposter syndrome.
What? I don't think you know what imposter syndrome is.
It's where you...
So, imposter syndrome, by definition of a post on the internet, is loosely defined as doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I don't feel like a fraud. Like, I don't feel like say, like, I make music and release it. I'm not, like, releasing it and thinking, like, oh, any success I garner is bullshit and I don't actually deserve it. I don't feel that way. I feel the opposite. I'm an arrogant prick who thinks he deserves everything.
You're doing that to cover up. I call that the Tony Stark syndrome.
No, like, I don't know. I definitely do have an arrogant view of myself. Like, I'm not,
but
like...
deep down, your insecurities, I feel like you're like, no, I don't. This is, like...
No, like, okay, so I'm going to attribute 80% of my looks to just purely genetics. I don't do too terrible much to make myself look pretty, and I still think I fucking deserve it.
Fine, then I guess it's just me and Olivia that share this.
Yeah. Fuck you, Olivia.
Which I hate saying. I hate admitting that I feel like I have imposter syndrome, because it's like... Then it's like giving me a reason to then deserve all this. You know? Like, oh, you're not a fraud. But you feel like a fraud because you have imposter syndrome, so you're not a fraud. But it's like, no, I still feel like fraud, though.
Oh, okay.
Like...
So you have a lot of self-doubt in what you do?
Yeah. Everything is self-doubt. I have done stuff millions of times, thousands of times, whatever you want to call it. I've done it thousands of times, and as soon as I do it again, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, is that... Like, I could have done something 1,000 times, over and over and over again, and done it right every single time.
Yeah.
And then the next time, every single time after that, I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I'm doing this right.
Okay, yeah. No,
You know?
I don't have that.
I do.
I don't know. I feel like the only thing I do that would be in that regard is, like, cooking. And have you ever seen me not be overconfident in my cooking abilities?
No.
Damn straight.
Food truck.
Food truck.
Jealousy, Jealousy.
Great fucking song.
Great song. Slaps. #1 song off the album.
This song fucks.
This song fucks, because we can't say slaps anymore.
Inside joke between us that I don't want to delve into. Favorite crime.
Favorite crime. This is a weird song.
Yeah,
It was a very weird song. I don't know what this fucking guy did. It sounded like they pulled some sort of heist off. Like, was this a time heist?
It was a heart heist.
But it is a
Olivia's
fun little
heart.
song. Has a very indie style to it. Flowy little acoustic guitar. There's like a vocal solo in the song, which I thought was kind of weird. Towards the end, where she gets really fast and aggressive.
It's bittersweet to think about the damage that we do. Because I was going down, but I was doing it with you. Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was like an acoustic or vocal solo is what I'd call it. It was a very strange song, but honestly, I have not had a song on here detract from the album.
Yeah, so I think the favorite crime is stealing her heart. Like, you know.
Oh, that's cringy.
But I love to just think like this dude's in his mid-20s.
And just
his,
like...
her favorite crime is pedophilia. Because she had to start writing this album when she was 17. Like, man, I'm so glad you were willing to break the law to date me.
She turned 18 in 2021.
Yeah.
So
this album was written when she was 17 for sure. Yeah.
The album was recorded and everything in 2020 and 2021. So it was released 2 months after her birthday. So it was pretty much ready to go when she was 17.
Yeah.
So
how old was this guy, Olivia? Where did he touch you? Please tell the court. Please tell Mr. Hanson.
Yeah. Please take a seat.
This song was good. Definitely. It's a bit of a sleeper for me.
It's a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah.
And then
Hope You're Okay.
Hope You're Okay. The classic album ending, super slow.
Song. But in an album that was overall, I would say, a pretty slow, sad
album. Yeah, it was a
album.
pretty slow, sad album. This is an incredibly uplifting song. Holy shit. This makes me feel like I should have been nicer to some of the people in my life.
Yeah.
This song, so Hope You're Okay, is basically, it sounds like what it is it's a song about someone Olivia knew who had a very hard time.
Well, it was two different people. The first verse is about a boy. The second verse is about a girl.
Okay, so it's a couple different people who had a very difficult time growing up, and it sounds like she hasn't seen them in a while, and how they've overcome a lot in order to just get back to normal.
I mean, like, some of the lyrics are pretty fucked. His parents cared more about the Bible than being good to their own child. He wore long sleeves because of his dad. So his dad hit him, and he had to wear long sleeve shirts to cover up the bruises, basically. It's pretty fucked. Then the second verse, my middle school friend grew up alone. She raised her brothers on her own. Her parents hated who she loved, so she's gay. She couldn't wait to go to college. She was tired because she was brought into a world where family was merely blood. So, like, this other friend was treated like shit because she was gay and her parents couldn't accept it.
Yeah.
So, I would say being against the Bible seems to be a big thing in this album.
Being against the Bible?
Well, yeah, because the first one, I think both the friends were gay. His parents cared more about the Bible than being good to their own child. Most homosexual hatred, I feel like, is based around biblical lore. Because that's all the Bible is lore.
You have referred to the LGBTQ history
lore.
as lore, so does that mean that that's not true as well?
I'm just saying I haven't seen David Bowie in person. I don't know how true this whole LGBTQ plus movement is.
I mean, no one sees him in person. He's dead.
Yeah, but I haven't. Other people claim they have. Some people claim they saw Jesus walk on water. And I'm saying a David Bowie performance is probably as good as seeing someone walk on water.
Never got into David Bowie.
Yeah, I don't know. Me neither. I cannot name you one song.
Under Pressure. That's a good song. But he does a duet with Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. And isn't it like Queen featuring David Bowie?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Queen and David Bowie.
Yeah.
Back then they didn't do features. It was just a mashup. The Monster Mash. But yeah, Hope You're Okay. Very good. Very powerful song.
Yeah.
She is very powerful.
Yeah. She's got a lot of strong, mature emotion for someone who's 18.
Well, that's probably something we should talk about. I feel like most of her takes on relationships are actually incredibly immature, but it's something everyone goes through in a breakup.
Yeah.
It's those stages where you're like, I can't believe this person broke with me. Fuck you. Fuck them. I hope that they never do it. And she goes through the progression of, where she's just like, I know what I'm feeling is wrong. I need to get over it. And then she gets over it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'd say songs like Deja Vu. It's like the recognition of the toxic traits in this person that she dated, where he clearly, like, borderline, like, fetishized what type of girl she is, where he's just going around dating copycat fucking clones of the same type of girl.
Taryn.
I'm glad you got that. But no, like, then, like, Good For You's pretty mature. Like, good for you. I'm glad you, like, are happy and healthy. I think she even references, like, the therapist she found for you has really helped and stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like if her takes on relationships are mature, then our takes on relationships are very immature. I would say a lot of her takes on relationships are more mature than mine.
They are.
Yeah, like.
But I just feel like it's a good progression it's the normal progression of going through a breakup.
Yeah.
The whole album is.
But, like, I would say there's definitely a lot more than just fuck you, I'm mad that we broke up to this album.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's the full progression of, where you start at fuck you, I'm pissed off we broke up, I'm glad we broke up, blah, 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 I hate you, I see why you were bad, I'm now realizing that the things that I thought before were bad, and then now I'm kind of getting over it. It's that full progression of that. Yeah,
but I would say, like, we handle relationships moderately maturely, I would think. I don't fucking know. In our own eyes, just like how white people love to call themselves woke.
We're woke.
I think we handle breakups pretty well and maturely at this point in our lives. Whereas there's still tons of dudes our age and tons of girls our age. Oh, my baby daddy ain't shit. Oh, I only date fucking psycho women. Like, they're clearly not handling their breakups fucking well. They're clearly just like fucking shitty people, because there are tons of those people. Oh, all of my exes are crazy. Really? All your exes are crazy? Sounds like there's one common denominator. It's you. Like, you're a piece of shit probably, and because she's not good enough for you, you just decided that this woman's crazy because she didn't want to be your perfect little fucking whatever you expected her to be. And then girls who, my baby daddy ain't shit, probably it's like, oh, what, did he work like 60-hour weeks to financially support your obsession with Sephora? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just saying, most of the people our age don't handle breakups very maturely, and they just keep going through these cycles of constantly shitting on the people that they used to date. Yeah, I shit on one person now. I only shit on one. I try and be positive about all the others. The one who got the face tattoo in response to our breakup, I will shit on them till the end of my days. But, like, I don't know. Most people don't handle it fucking well.
No. I wish our prime was longer. Like, the prime of human beings, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you could date more. Because people, like, if you're not married and, like, settled down by 30...
Yeah.
You've kind of wasted your life, unfortunately, because then you have 40. And then if you're at 40, you know, your kid will be... When you'll almost be 60 when they're graduating.
Dude, fucking Bill had his kid at 48, I think.
Holy shit. Well, one of his kids.
Yeah. And then his second kid at 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by the time his second kid graduates, he's going to be, like, almost 70.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal, man.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Bo
Burham.
I don't know. I would say, judging by my own progression of aging, I would say the prime of my life will probably end at around 34 to 35. Like, if I keep up on the diet, the fitness, the nutrition, and just, like, all that kind of stuff, like, I feel like I'll still be, like, acceptably good-looking enough to go out and date until I'm 35. I feel like once I hit 35, I better have been settled down by that point and be married to someone. Because I'm not saying to let yourself go in marriage, but you don't have to be, like, a fucking bombshell every day in marriage.
Do you remember when you were 20?
Moderately.
Okay, so the distance from then till now is what you have to settle down.
Yeah.
And
God, what was going on when I was 20? Like, I just recently started dating Valerie. I feel like that's a long fucking time ago.
It is.
I feel like I've lived a whole nother life since then.
It's been a long time since you guys broke up.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I've lived a whole nother life since our breakup. So, yeah, I feel like I got a while.
So, Olivia Rodrigo, this album makes me want to get into a relationship and have them break up with me just so I can listen to the album.
Ladies.
I'm looking for someone to break my heart.
We got the offer of a lifetime. We needed to bang him. Need to bang him good for like 2 to 3 months. Then fucking leave.
So I can listen to this album and feel it.
Jealousy.
Come comparison. Good for you. It's brutal out here.
Dude, I love this album.
This album
I thought
slaps.
It was fucking incredible.
I give it a 9.
Give it a 9. Fuck, I'm giving it an 8.
Well, that's because
definitely a summer fun jam. I was definitely blaring this with the windows down on the drive home yesterday from Dave's Hot Chicken. Oh, do they have the best fucking fried chicken out there? Let me tell you, boy, we need to go. You still haven't gone. I've gone like
I've had it.
You had a bite of a cold chicken tender out of my to-go box.
Whatever.
Dude, I don't know why, but every time I go, I get the meat. I get the tender meal plus an additional tender. And for the additional tender, I just play like I get medium, and then for the extra tender, I'm like, all right, I'll get hot. See how that goes. Dude, every time the medium is a different fucking temperature, and that bothers me. Like, some days it's like, oh, this is like fucking nothing. I can handle this without a drink. Then other times I'm like, I'm going to go get a drink with this. I'm going to go get a milkshake, maybe. But yeah, I give this album an 8. Fucking kills. Top tier album of the year.
Yeah, I hope Good For You wins Best Song of the Year.
Oh, me too. I hope she wins. Well, she's definitely going to win Best Breakthrough Artist of the Year. Like, no doubt in my mind.
I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I guess that brings us to...
I don't recognize the album cover.
So this is a band. I'm picking the next band.
Yeah.
This is a band that I've only heard 2 songs of.
You do this a lot.
I know. I like to listen to new music.
That's why you listen to the bands I bring and the hat brings to the show. You're supposed to bring on shit that you enjoy.
Yeah, but like we've already done the White Stripes, the Black Keys, and an Arctic Monkeys album.
And Royal Blood.
Twice.
Yeah, and they were all albums.
So this one is from the band called The Orion Experience. It is called Cosmic Candy. It is from 2006. The 2 songs that I've listened to have been fucking amazing.
So, do you know who Dionysus? I don't know how to say that correctly.
Dionysus?
Yeah, do you know who he is?
We talked about this.
He's the fucking booze bag god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Cult of Dionysus is one of the songs.
Yeah.
32
32-minute album.
10 songs.
10 songs, average 3 minutes and a couple of change of seconds.
Yeah. The right amount.
Just for that, I'm picking something fucking awful for you. No, I think the last album already had a 9.5 minute instrumental song, so I think I'll leave it at that.
Rube Goldberg Variations.
Yeah.
So,
gonna hit download on this bad boy.
I do that too. So, yeah, that has been us surprisingly musically.
I'm digging some of these song titles. Hold on, can we just talk about these real quick?
The Cult of Dionysus, the Queen of White Lies, or something?
I Love the Stars.
I love
Like Sexy Dynamite, Your New Boyfriend. There's No Love in February.
So the 2 songs, Your New Boyfriend, Blood and Money, Obsessed with You. I feel like this is an album you're gonna love. Okay. I'm very confident you're gonna like it just off the 2 songs that I've heard.
Okay.
I feel like it's very prog rock.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I'm Taryn.
I'm Trevor.
You could check us out on social media at Surprising Twit on Twitter.
Surprisingly Podcast on Instagram.
And you can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else where you like to consume podcasts. Surprisingly Sober Podcast. We are going to try and start doing independent shows, I feel like. We've been talking about for so long. We need to just fucking do a little bit of our own shit on the sides. These are going up on Monday and Friday. It's going to be music on Mondays from now on, switching it up from Friday being music. Feel like, Music Mondays. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Surprisingly Sober is going to be moving to your Fridays to close out your work week. And, yeah. So I feel like we should each do an episode or 2 a week.
Just like Surprisingly Taryn and Surprisingly Trevor.
I mean, I probably won't call mine that, but yeah.
But you will, so.
Okay. So, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed our takes on Olivia Rodrigo's Sour. Great fucking album, great artist. Can't wait to see what else she does in the future, especially if I'm on the list because I do love looking in mirrors. We are r/signing off.